All right, guys, we are just getting this game started. We're having some the having some issues getting it online on Twitch. Trying to grab one of these guys. We got a huge list of veterans in chat right now, which would be really cool if we could grab one of them, and get them on here to do commentary. But we have a big game tonight. Lizard Strikers against Creasers. Lizard Strikers fighting for their playoff lives. Creasers right now trying to maintain their number 2 position in the standings. There still is an outside chance for them to overtake the first spot, but a lot of these are looking to become either like initial post-game matchups. Like these guys could easily see each other in the postseason, and I think we're seeing so many people in spec. I think just because of the gravity of the game, but also I think everybody wants to see what all these teams have to offer and what they're going to look like once the playoffs start. I think we'll have to see, because I know this is a later game, so there is a possibility that we could get a vigilante sighting at some point. I know he hasn't been that active this season because of his schedule, but I think 10 p.m. games are a lot better for him.
G'day, Revolution, and everybody.
Hello. So, do you have a rooting interest here? Considering you're like on the farm team.
I'm on the farm team.
Kind of, right? I meant that. No, I wasn't trying to insult you.
No, I'm furrowing my brow at what that means.
I don't know. Isn't Repetish Fingerman kind of like the beer league version of Creasers?
Oh, yeah. I think so, but with my controversial beer league practices, I don't think I'm going to be getting a spot in any of their main teams.
Well, yeah, maybe you shouldn't score 5 goals when you're the non-team sub.
Yeah, it's a victim of success, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're just too good. I don't think anybody realized they were getting a non-team sub ringer.
I've been trying to not play Warbird for the past few weeks to not draw that kind of ire towards me, but I figured a midnight beer league preseason game shouldn't be too controversial.
The cream rises to the top. I don't think you have any control over that. That's just chemistry. But yeah,
look, when you got Jowrix and LSD, feeding you amazing passes for 3 periods, and you just all the hard work is done, really.
It really is. Yeah, with those two guys, both of those guys are having great seasons. Really nice to see LSD put up the numbers that he has so far.
We had our new mate Core as well. Was having a strong spider game in defense. He switched over to Javelin for a few minutes and that didn't work out. And then when he went back to spider, he was like a brand new player.
Yeah. It's what I really like. I like the fact that these new guys are coming back and they are immediately getting involved, and like either league play or beer league play. Like you saw that with like Ghislaine, in a matter of weeks was starting in a really big RSHL game. Core is back for I think less than a week, and the guy was already on roster playing games, which is really the point of the beer league, and it's fantastic that it's there, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's getting these guys involved. very quickly.
Yeah, because I think a bit of the elitism stigma is starting to disappear as everybody's, turning into their middle-aged years and just showing up and enjoying the game time for what it is rather than, trying to set themselves up to be the best possible team and players in the game.
Right. But also, I mean, I think having a league where that can happen too, because, if we only had the one league running, it would be a lot harder for those guys to get in. And
Definitely.
get play time, And there's still more space, and that's what's great too. As we can add a lot more people into this infrastructure and it would work out just fine. So there's definitely room to grow, as far as grabbing more and more people that are coming back to the game and also just anybody from any other zone,
Yeah, the people and the activity seems to be on the rise, but the problem is now is finding time slots to fit everything in because
it's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, like it's almost like thank God we're not trying to do like football or other stuff on top of everything because I think it would just be too much. And it's not even like we're limited by staff. Yeah, I think we have even more staff than we need right now. But time slots are so. Ooh, wow. Lizard Strikirs coming out strong, trying to grab an early goal there. Jarek setting up Bacon with a really, really nice play with Botman involved too. So taking a look at these lineups, they look pretty solid. These look like the lineups that we could be seeing starting off in the playoffs. Jareks to Bacon to Creaser. Yeah, they're making nice passes. I mean, they missed that one, but they're looking to cut through, get back to the center of the ice, so they can threaten both sides of the net, which is exactly what you need to do against a good team.
We'll see if Lizard Strikers are going to stick to their run and gun breakaway style play, or if they're going to have more possession against the very heavily defensive minded Creasers.
Right, a very heavy possession team too. Source for the Rice release. Holy shit!
Wow.
Forgot I had to vote. Really nice shot. We not. Wow. Singer forgets to play the sax. There's going to be a complaint about that on the forums. How's that the wrong team? Oh, that is the wrong team. Sorry. I keep getting these mixed up. I do. Like I remember when Lizard Strikirs formed, I for whatever reason I had this idea in my head that they were like somehow linked to Creasers, which I think they were in a way, just because a lot of the players had developed under Creasers, but they formed their own teams. Dan has with Room a last year with an incredibly ballsy pass back to his goaltender. Lizard Strikirs coming through, they have no goalie. Doris making a huge play there to save while Vega hops in, covers Arcadian. Kind of shocking they didn't get the game tying goal there. Violence with Room looking for Plug. Which is like kind of interesting that they are they're running with Plug a lot. Bacon with space against Vega. I haven't seen I've seen a lot more Plug and lately, which means that they're running either he's getting play. Oh wow, nice release by Creature.
We have an instant impact from Plug there.
Yeah, and the point I was trying to make before is running the double weasel. So you have 3 level 1 chips running for Creasers, which is something that they really like to do. Normally in the form of 2 warbirds, not in 2 weasels, but a fantastic goal.
Infinite H subbing into goal. This is his time to shine in the spotlight here.
Yeah, it really is. I've seen him in a previous game this season where he was pretty solid.
I think if his attention span holds up, he can do pretty well sometimes.
I think he can too, but it's his I don't know if it's his effort level seems to vary a lot.
Seems they've pulled him back out and put Arcadian back in.
There's so many changes.
Yeah, the Lizird Strikirs score 1 goal against them, and now they're all bamboozled. They don't know what to do. The locker room's going crazy. The coach is just yelling on the phone, doesn't know what to do, throwing whiteboards all over the place.
It is. I mean, they probably didn't have maybe they don't have the personnel, but to go to a double weasel there on the lag out probably directly led to that goal being scored. You know, you kind of wish they would have had a better option as far as a chip is concerned, going to 3 level 1 chips. Keeper with space. Bacon keeping up with him really well there, cutting off the passing options. Keeper's a big fan of going cross crease. They do pull Alastria out, but their entire team is back.
Look, it's like they say in boxing, everybody has a game plan until they lag out. Oh, sorry, until they get punched in the face. My bad.
Yeah. I feel like they're... Ooh, almost caught him. Almost caught Puka there. It was right into a wall of defenders. I mean, I like to think that, like once we get into the higher levels of play, and especially once we get into the playoffs, like teams are going to have... They're going to have a plan for, like, who is the lag out sub and stuff like that. That is stuff that you do need to think about. It's outside of the game, but it can have a huge impact on the game, just like we just saw. It's with room to Puker. I think they both had a goal there. I think Puker definitely had a much better chance. Puker does play that... he does play like an unorthodox kind of weasel, where it almost feels like he goes pass first, which is super effective for him. But you'll see him pass in some situations where you definitely see some other weasels shoot the ball.
I'd say Puka's more of the Paul Pogba of the team, where he's going to assist most of the goals and then score one spectacular goal that nobody else can do.
He really will, just to prove to everybody that he can do it. Violence of room there to Xanez. Did kind of have the defense out of position, but they didn't have anybody moving towards the net. Violence with a really cheeky shot right there. I don't think you're going to score a goal like that in this game, but we'll see what happens. Wow, Xana's getting beat up there, killed off the ball.
Yeah, it's a very strong crease. You got Creature, Alastria, and then all the level 1s just lining up to check when they can.
I think Bacon slapped past that without a target in mind. Before, he was just like, I'm just going to do it. All right, we have
another lag out. Alastria's out.
Yeah, Alastria's out. We have Sidor in. Who I didn't realize they had on the roster. That's a pretty strong sub. Sidor's looked really good since he came back. Oh, and the spider too.
Who plays that ship anyway?
Right?
Not me.
Oh, you've fully made the switch?
I have. It's been a whole 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I think it's really good for new players to test out multiple ships. It gives you a different idea of the game. It helps you to not get stuck
Yeah.
in a certain way of playing. Xana's and Puke are working here. Xana's tries to go through 2 people plus the goalie. This is kind of where like I feel like it makes me feel like Creasers isn't an elite team. We just see another lockout, or is that a sub?
Infinite's back in.
Yeah, Infinite's back in net.
It's like Arcadian can't keep a stable connection going.
Right, which I mean, it's way too risky to keep trying to put them in at this point. If you have 2 lagouts there, bopping, testing Infinite's procs out, but it does seem like sometimes Creaser's offense sort of like gets really ball killy, and they kind of abandon their possession game and abandon their fast passing game. And they just try to force the ball in, which I realize is a legitimate strategy, but I've seen them do it like a lot, like maybe too much. But we'll see how this game goes. Find source there. Really nice pass from Xanos. Yeah, and it really didn't take long for Creasers to abandon their possession play. Like, they're getting roped right into this run and gun style of Lizird Strikirs, which is something that definitely happens when you play against them. Because you're getting these what feel like odd man breaks. So they had like a 4-on-2, which turned into a 4-on-3. They turned that into one chance. And it'll keep going back and forth like that. And if you're not used to playing that run and gun style, Lizird Strikirs, this is the way that they can beat you.
It seems like that when Creasers get on the offense and the Lizird Strikers are lining up on the crease, they just lose their patience and just try to headbutt straight through the defensive line, which
exactly
it can work randomly, but it's not a sound strategy. It's not something that suits well with the high possession passing game.
Yeah, it's not the basket you want to put all your eggs in. Like you would definitely want to have some different options and some different looks offensively. Yeah, immediately turning it back over to Lizird Strikirs.
There's a good pass from Sidor there. Just want to shout out. He's representing the French-Canadian community.
Oh my god. We need to figure out that guy's real nationality. Xana's there looking for a quick pass. Creature picks it off. Gets it up to Bacon. Has Jowrix below him. Jowrix goes into more of a safety option there as far as a passing option. Didn't want to force it. But the ball does go back to Creasers. Violence coming in alone. Finds Xanaz. Almost with room there. Pop into Creature. Violence picks it off. Not sure if that was a pass or a bulk kill attempt. Sidor seems to be doing pretty well. Just subbing back in on there. Wow, Violence with room. They missed the check.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Fucking commentator curse, man. Holy shit. It's immediate, right?
The commentator curse has been
it's
on
real
recently.
It's so real. I literally said how good Sidor has looked, and he fucking gets swept by Violence. Unbelievable.
Immediately gets the cane out there. Let's go back in. Guy's not given a chance to make up for his
No.
He has to just sit on the bench and dwell on what has happened.
He's gonna have to dwell on that one for sure.
Oh
Wow.
Infinite.
Creasers' defense just in shambles.
Oh yeah, and I mean this is great too because you can see the confusion in Infinite. Once these passes start going through, he's like all over the place.
Yeah, he just got ankled there. That was horrible.
Okay, I want to check out the flux capacitor on his ship, guys. I'm sure it's broken. Yeah, so great passing there in front of the net. Literally no defense by Creasers. Jarks with room. Oh, wow. Received a slap pass by Creature. Had space. Couldn't find the release, though. Creature's coming back in with the ball. Bacon Nick's nice check. Followed up by Creature. That was a full team effort to stop that offensive chance. Pop up for the BK. Phases on Violence. They do get the ball back, but they missed the pass. Violence here with some room. It's more like looking like a one-on-one against the defense. With space. Oh, he had the room up top, too. One thing I've noticed, it kind of feels like Crazy Penguin needs like a period to get warmed up in some of these games. With space.
Oh.
Oof. Alastria just getting there to stop that pass from connecting. Ends up phasing through his ship. Still have 17 seconds. Creasers with possession here. Violence has Puker below him. Crazy Penguin really hugging that post. Really hugging it. Yeah, he looked... Goaltending has been not great. Not great so far in this game. I don't think either team got fully penalized for everything, just because they're playing, they're covering a lot in front of their nets. But the goaltending definitely looks shaky. But yeah, it is interesting to watch how the style of Lizird Strikirs can affect the team that they're playing against and kind of pull them into it.
So it looks like Creasers pulled out Puker and put Flu or Plug in.
Yeah, I'll see if that sticks. I kind of wonder, like at the beginning of the intermission, I feel like you might see some different stuff happen. I feel like if you're on Creasers, it's hard to feel like that first period was a real period of play, just because of how many substitutes they had, how many changes they had to make. But yeah, it looks like they're sticking with Plug.
And also the lag outs from both of the teams is causing a bit of chaos as well, and probably throwing their team balance off skew a bit.
Yeah.
But at least that, this is only a playoff implication RSHL match. It's not something important like a preseason B League where lag is going to cause controversy for everybody.
Oh, okay. How is my my mic quality? I got some feedback saying that I sounded like low quality, robotic,
No, you sound like me.
tin canish, if you will.
Oh.
Well, see, now I feel bad. I was literally slamming on my F5 key, and it would not jump to the ball. So I missed that goal. Oh, they're saying the Twitch quality might not be the greatest. We'll have to have somebody maybe give that a listen and see how it's coming through on Twitch. Usually it sounds fairly similar. I mean, in my experience, but maybe it could be different.
Yeah, the quality between Discord and what's being sent to Twitch seems to be a big difference.
I don't know enough about Twitch to know how the quality differences work, but I know that there are settings for that.
Oh, wow.
We're going to definitely see this play stopped. We're going to take a look at that. It looked like a shocking release. That got through Craze Penguin. Didn't really look like Craze Penguin was going to prox that. Somehow gets through. And I don't know if it was just instincts on Bop's part to grab that puck. Yeah, we're going to take another look at this one here. So that is a hard BDC vote for me.
Or just to go off what Violence said, he said 20 seconds, Bic on click, goal rewarded to myself, and Bic's beep meme for 10 minutes.
I really need a translator. I mean, even with you repeating it, I can't decipher that. Literally, it's not a language. It's just so foreign to me. I just don't know what it is. So, what we're looking at here is a for sure EDC. Right now, Creasers has the opportunity to go with a goal and a minor penalty, or no goal and a major penalty. So, I would say outside of maybe some weird situations where you would want the enemy team to be shorthanded for longer, you absolutely take the goal and the minor penalty. I'm still having a hard time understanding when you wouldn't take a goal. I mean, it would have to be some weird extraneous situation that doesn't come up that often. But I think with the institution of the new role, we are just giving them opportunities, teams different opportunities to get the original penalty call that they were used to, or the new rule where we're adding sure goals to the teams for the blatant defensive creases. So it kind of just, I mean, I agree with it as removing it as a strategy from the game to basically steal goals from the enemy team and then just hunker down on defense and kill the penalty.
Yeah, so Violence is asking, does the goal get awarded to myself on the stats page? If so, we take the GCL and MIP. Not sure, buddy. We'll need to review that and see.
Wait, he wants stats? Stats?
Yeah, he's looking to PID his stats page.
I did not realize that the stats page would be the thing that's affecting his decision for this game. But yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if we go back in time and add the goal. I'm not sure if that goal is being added to anybody at the moment. It is a brand new rule that we put in without any changes being made to the module because we just wanted to instate the rule.
Well, the question is, would Violence be more happy winning this match or losing this match and scoring 5 goals?
I think he answered that question for us already, right? Jowers with space here. So now you have Lizard Strikirs down a goal, and it's a minute left on the penalty to kill. So I mean, those BDC goal penalties are they are rough. Dennis, almost.
Sorry, that was for just a minor penalty.
Right. Yeah. So
how long for a major?
A major's 4. Yeah. So a major would be twice as long, but no goal in this situation. Yeah. So they have to choose between the two. But I think you just take the goal.
Take the goal in the minor.
Yeah. Take the goal in the minor.
Sense.
Yeah. It's just too good. It's too good. So Xanax and Violence moving up here. Violence finds space. Gets a look on Crazy Penguin. Was able to get through the defense there. Lizard Striker's still looking to attack while they're on the penalty kill. Jarvis tries to get that through the Leviathan. Vega's able to procs that. Creasers are back on the attack. So Violence cutting in there. Had an opportunity, get stuffed. Lizard Striker's on the counter attack. Botman with space. Thought he had a look on Infinite there. Kind of wakes up and makes that save. Now you have Creasers coming through the midfield here. Takes the BK on Botman. Nice to see. Violence to Source to Plug. Changing the whole direction of the play. Xanax picked it up.
That was very nice.
Yeah, it's always like that is like one of the biggest determiners in being able to score a goal. It's your ability to change the direction of attack. You know, if you let the defense keep you in a specific area, you're going to have such a hard time scoring a goal. Being able to change the direction of attack, top to bottom, like that. And I mean, they did it multiple times there. Is really I think the biggest determiner in being able to score on a 5 versus 5 rotation like that. So we are back even now, 5 versus 5. Creasers with the 2-goal lead in the middle of the second period. It kind of looks like Creasers is playing better midfield. Getting some good forechecking out of them too. They look like they have the upper hand in this period so far. Vega's doing great there. Playing good midfield in that Leviathan, shutting off some plays. Violence with space again. Looking for a repeat of his earlier goal. Jowick's there with space. I think if he was able to get that through Vega, I think that was a goal. He definitely had space on the bottom side. They are trying to shoot through that Leviathan, but I think Vega's one of those people that knows how to make the most of that the Leviathan proximity. Oh!
Wow. Can you imagine?
Wow, I think the whole arena was stunned after that goal trying to ass shot it into the net, which then gives Plug another opportunity there. I don't think anybody was reacting to the play. Vega with a huge play at his own blue line. They've got space here. They've got tankiness. Tries to go through the team. Jarix is able to walk away with the ball though. Pulls out Plug. Tries to force the ball forward. They're just picking off the Lizard's passing attempts right now. They haven't had a chance in a significant amount of time. And the play dies. Creasers is working the ball from the top side here. Finds Source, looking to get the ball back center. Unable to do so. Looks like we lost another player, right?
Bob is out and Azuline is in.
Yeah. That could be a sub, we're not sure. But we have Azuline in for Bopman. Which is it's definitely one way to shake it up because I'd say
Bob is now back in for
Bob's now back in.
someone because Azuline's still in. Bacon? No, Bacon's in.
John screen. Yeah, so we have Bop is in. Yeah, Bop is in net now.
Gotcha.
So, with a bunch of changes, we do get the Bop out for Azuline, and then Bop back in for Craze Penguin. They do need to shake up because Lizard Strikirs really hasn't done anything this entire period. I don't remember one memorable offensive chance coming from them. Huge room for Xana's there. The defense that I think we saw in the first period is pretty much gone now. Creasers is having a really, really easy time breaking through the first layer of defense and also having a lot of room to work against the goalie. Xana's going back, trying to force the ball. Ooh. Creature with some space there, looking for Bacon on the short side, but not able to connect. Kind of feels like the Lizard Strikirs are getting baited out a little bit here on their offensive chances. Nice rotation here. Azuline back to Bacon. Bacon looking to get it back to Azuline. That would have been the play there. Not able to do it. Gets snuffed out. Bop looking solid in net, though. That could be something that they could build from. Bop is able to come up with a few more big saves. They could settle down defensively and then maybe get something going on offense before the end of the second period. Azuline to Creature, ass pass backwards to Bacon with Jarix open on top. Looking for the tricky play there rather than the straightforward one. Yeah, Singer just said it is crazy how the top goalies for both teams are unable to stay into the game because of lag. But we haven't really had any other significant lag outs. I know Alastria was out, but he's back in. So we are we do have both teams playing backup goaltenders at this point. Plug with space there. Tries to throw it back up into the team. Ends up getting closed in on by the Lizard Strikirs. He turns it into a chance. Bacon looking for Jowrix on the opposite side. That was definitely a play. That was definitely a play that would beat any goaltender. Unfortunately, the pass phased, and I'm not sure if Jowrix was in the right position to receive it. Agilene to Jowrix, back to Jowrix. Ends up getting stuff there. They're having trouble finding room on the offensive side against this lineup. Yeah, I was going to say, Xanez takes a hit there. Gets him low enough for the Warbird to be able to take him down. But another missed pass by Lizard Strikirs. Creature left all alone. The whole team jumps through. You have 3 offensive players jumping through. Looking for a chance right there at the end of the period. Not able to connect. Not even sure if they had enough time. But huge period for the Creasers. Stats doesn't show it. Stats show 1 goal. Another goal was credited to their team because of the BDC penalty. So it was a 2-0 period for Creasers. Really took command and control of the game, and not just on the score sheet, but also in play. Lizard Strikirs had a very rough time creating anything offensively, which is rare for that team. So we'll have to see if they how they shake things up going into the third period. Because any loss at this point is an opening for Gothmilk to take their playoff spot, who is right outside. So huge game for Lizard Strikirs, but also, I still think a big game for Creasers. Trying to maintain their chances of taking the top spot in the league. Execution does have to go up against a bunch of teams fighting for their playoff lives in the next coming weeks. So, they're going to see some tough games, but they are a really good team. So we'll see how that shakes up. I'm going to take a quick break before the next period gets going. We'll be right back. All right. So we are back. Period's about to get started. Singer just dropped the puck.
We have Plug out, by the way, and Puker back in.
Yeah, solid. Think Puker's definitely better defensively than Plug. So we'll see if this defensive dominance continues. Xanez with room there, looking for Puker. Going top, not able to connect. Ooh. Lasher with moves there on the blue line. Kind of feels like Creasers has found a way to stop the offensive rotation from Lizird Strikirs. They're putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier. Kind of a good chance. Oh, wow. Ball goes into no man's land there and ends up phasing because multiple players are trying to pick the ball up at the same time. Creasers puts a quality offensive chance on Botman, but Bacon's coming back with Creature. Almost gets around Vega. Might be seeing a little impatience, which I know is like almost like oxymoronic on the side of Lizird Strikirs, but they're not even like letting plays develop. Violence to Puker there. Looked like a good chance. Botman was all over it. Yeah, you're seeing it right there again. They are jumping on that first ball carrier out of the zone, and it's working really well for Creasers to shut down Lizard Striker's chances. Bacon coming in all alone, gets by Violence. Not able to do anything with the speed he needed to get past the other Warbird. Unfortunately, Violence has the ball again for Creasers going into the Lizard Striker's zone. Has space, looking for Xana's. Creature's right on top of the play, though. All right, and the ball goes loose into the corner. Thought that could develop into something. Puker gives a really long out option for Creasers. They go in offensively. Xana takes 2 hits using that javelin energy. Not able to create anything from it though. Bacon with room. Azaleen shielding him. Ends up splitting off, catching the pass. Jarix drifts into basically the enemy team there. Gives Violence an opportunity. Decides to go back to source, looking for Xana's to Violence. That looked dangerous there for a second. Lizard Strikirs is coming back. Yeah, you're seeing them. You saw 2 people lunge at the ball carrier right there, Lizard Strikirs blue line. With room, gets it to Bacon. Infinite's right on top of it. I feel like Vega did a good job of forcing that shot to go low. We are seeing a little bit of offensive life come out of Lizard Strikirs this period. We'll see if that continues. Violence with room here, working on Alastria. Stands him up. Azaleen with space tries to work the ball. Doesn't keep track of Violence, who was drifting while he was dead. Jarix is able to find the ball, gets it to Bacon. Immediately gets killed. Violence with a lot of space here. Pulls Alastria out. Gets it back to Puker to Violence. They do get control of the ball again. I feel like Creasers is going to put one of these chances in. They are getting... Lizard Strikirs is pushing really hard offensively, which is giving Creasers a lot of room to work with on these offensive breaks. Slowly moving the ball out really well. Xanis is all alone, but he does find Violence back behind him. We're seeing a lot of aggression from Lizard Strikirs right now, trying to get the ball back. Xanis is able to find Puker, who has room, looking to get it back up top, but Lizard Strikirs' defense gets back to cover. Bob gets the ball, gives it right back to Creasers. So Violence is coming in there. The ball gets turned over. They have a really good defensive front, and they are able to get the ball back from Lizard Strikirs. Vega pinching in, tries to ball kill the goaltender. I feel like he definitely got him low. I think he definitely got him low there. So normally hitting the goalie is a penalty, but Botman was outside of his crease. So those hits were legal. If the goalie is outside of his crease, he is considered a regular skater. We have some plays developing here. Jarvis got it to Creature. The play ends up getting snuffed out, but they do find Xana sitting inside of his crease with the goalie inside there. So this is almost definitely going to be called defensive crease. All right, so we're having a 2-minute penalty assessed to Xanas for catching the ball inside of his own crease. With almost 6 minutes left in the period, this is the opportunity where Lizard Strikirs needs to take advantage to come back from this 2-goal deficit. Violence with the veteran move there on the faceoff, just getting the ball into the corner, taking time off of the penalty. Creature with space, looking for Azaleen. Looks pretty good. Last year playing really far out now. Trying to get involved, increase this team's chances of tying this game up. A number of missed passes on the penalty does eat a lot of time. Looks like they're going to be able to get this ball to Violence. It's going to be able to take it all the way into the Lizard Strikirs' end with a chance. Botman's pretty far out. Violence not able to take advantage of it. Botman backtracks really well. They do get the ball back to Source. Gets it to Violence, but Bacon's able to cut it off. So we are seeing some development here. Azaleen with room to Bacon, puts it in. Takes full advantage of the penalty on Xanas. We are going to get the home team replay plus the saxophone for this one. So that is going to end the penalty against Xanas. And we are going to play the 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining with Lizard Strikirs down by 1 goal. Looking to tie this thing up. Puker getting the ball to Xanas, who has space, but working against the goalie and the defender. They do have a good counterattack here. Jark's looking for Bacon there. Had Azaleen. Eventually does get it to him. Jark's the Creature. Looking for some kind of an offensive option there, but Creature's pretty much blocked everything off. Violence looking for the cheeky slap in between the the 2 face-off dots. Xana's still working, facing up all the ball carriers for Lizard Strikirs as much as he possibly can, causing a lot of havoc to their breakout. Puker with room. to Violence, who was looking to nail the slap down. Alastria easily destroys that Warbird. I think Xana's had a bona fide tank there on that play. Creasers with the ball again, working offensively. Now that they're back to, now that they have the full lineup of players, they are taking control of this game again offensively. Unfortunately, for Lizird Strikirs, there kind of really, really hurting their chances of winning this game. Bop takes a spawning penalty on Violence. So now they're going to be the penalized team. Creasers is going to have an opportunity to go back to that 2-goal lead. Lizard Strikirs is going to have to choose the player to be in the box. Could be Bop if they want to put another goalie in, but they do have the opportunity to put a different player in the box, as the offending player was the goalie ship. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna put Alastria in, which I understand in some respects. I mean, they need to score. Losing him defensively is going to be big, so they are definitely really rolling the dice with this decision here. But the rest of the team on Lizard Strikirs is fully capable of playing defense, so we'll see how this gamble works out. I think they're definitely going to be looking to score a shorthanded goal here. Euchre with space here, looking for Violence. Lizards are on the crease pretty well there. They do get the counterattack. Bacon finds Jowrix with a great pass. They are, yeah. They are going to be working on looking to Bacon. Wow. Finds him.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, that pass from Jowrix to Creature, but the initial pass was just amazing to get him out of the zone. Bacon finding Jowrix, and then just that connection between those three players who work so well together. A huge reason why this team has been successful. That Jowrix, Creature, Bacon combo. So we still have Creasers on the power play here with the game tied. Source has room. Looking for the shot. Bacon was able to save that ball, stay outside of the crease. Really good chip control by him. Violence showing some patience there. Looks like get it back to Vega. Ends up taking time off of their power play clock. Momentum definitely on the side of the Lizard Strikirs at the moment. We'll have to see if Creasers is able to take advantage of the last 30 seconds of this power play. They're just going to take it back into their own end. Waste some time, get Creasers to bite there.
Putting in some time. He's out now.
Yeah. They only have 30 seconds left. So this game is back to 6 versus 6. We are down to the last minute of regulation play. Creasers looking to not have to go to overtime. Xanaz looking for violence there. It's tough. I mean, Alastria is right on top of that Warbird play there. We do have some hard lunging there, giving Creasers an opportunity here at the end of regulation. Lizard's trying to make sure this game doesn't go to overtime either, even maybe to their own detriment. Creasers with the ball. Lizards is set defensively. Xanaz has room, looking for Puker, cutting low, misses him. We're down to 6 seconds. Xanaz looking to try to slip that short side. Botman's all over it. Solid song choice by the DJ. I feel like this could become our overtime song. We'll see. But an incredible period by Lizard Strikirs, able to grab 2 goals in the third period, which they did on. I mean, they had 2 goals on 3 shots. They have 4 goals on 12 shots for the entire game. So they are not having as many offensive opportunities as I think they're used to, but they're still capitalizing on the ones that they're getting.
Wow, so this is going into overtime.
Incredible, right?
Very, very interesting. I feel like that Creasers are going to be at a detriment here with not their first choice goalie in overtime. In a 5v5, it's going to leave more open space for Lizards and their run and gun breakaway type of play style.
I would think so. Yeah, but it only takes one play where Lizards is pushing up. They push up hard offensively and turn the ball over. They gave Creasers a great offensive chance, but I think, sorry, I think you are right that I think Lizards has the advantage in goal. Bop, the wily veteran, capable of playing any position, I think is definitely you definitely rate him higher than Infinite.
So it looked like Violence was going to sit out and Puker was going to stay in, but they have swapped and Violence is back in and Puker's out.
Probably.
And Creature was also out, but he is now back in. I think Alastria.
Yeah, looks like they're dropping the defender.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have Alastria back there, but dropping one of their other players does inhibit their offensive rotations and how they like to play. So I understand why they drop the Leviathan.
I think a difference maker here might be Jaurix in the Weasel, because he'll be able to get these quick long passes out to Bacon, who's always looking for a breakaway. And now that there's more open space with a less player on each team, the Jaurix's Weasel might be the game changer here.
Definitely. Creature with room there, trying to get the slap shot off. Not able to do it in time. I definitely agree. I mean, that is the combo. That is the offensive combo. You can mix anything else you want into it, but having a Weasel and a Warbird in at the same time gives you so many offensive options.
Okay.
Creature with an ass pass to Bacon there, looking for space. Almost develops, but this does turn into a 3-on-1 against Azalete on defense.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Looks like they made the right lineup choices. Violence with a fantastic goal to end this game in the first 45 seconds of overtime. A beautiful slap shot. I wish we could have seen that one more time, but we're gonna have to wait until we get to the end of the whole replay reel to see that one again. But huge game by Lizard Strikirs.
That just turned out to be an overly offensive lineup for Lizards. They took out Alastria. Even though they had, Jarix and Bacon forward who can create a lot of offensive chances, they just went for an all-out attack.
Yes, they did.
And they just got exposed in seconds. Whereas, you shouldn't need to sacrifice your strong defender, your big Leviathan at the back. You can still create many offensive chances with the Weasel.
Yeah, I think they might have been going off the same kind of mindset because, in that third period, they did get penalized for a spawn kill, and then put their Leviathan in the box and scored shorthanded because it allowed them to maintain the offensive play that they like. But they got burned. I mean, it was a matter of time when that was going to happen, and it ended up happening in the first 45 seconds of the first minute.
I think it just comes down to a lack of experience with the team. Like, they needed to have a different mindset. They're no longer catching up from behind from a losing scoreline. They've now reset. They're in overtime. The scores are tie. They should have just reset as if it was the beginning of the first period again and get a proper lineup and a proper strategy going without having to try and force the situation anymore.
I agree. I mean, what they did with that penalty and then the ensuing penalty kill to try to tie up the game, they had to do. They had 3 minutes left in the game. With a 2-minute penalty, they were going to have to score. They couldn't have waited until the last minute to try to produce an offensive chance. I think we're looking at the game tying goal right here. Creature to Bacon. Beautiful passing play. Then we're seeing that great chance that Bacon stopped right there. Yep, we're going to see this full offensive chance.
Yeah, for Azulani, he was just left out to dry here. Covering the Leviathan crossing down the crease instead of the two more, offensive choices of the pass.
Right. I mean, in all honesty, that's a stoppable shot. If Violence doesn't land his slapper right against the post there. I mean, that is...
Yeah, Violence did everything right there, and he just had way more time and space to work with than he probably should have, and he took advantage of it.
Definitely.
I mean, him hitting the post in that situation could have just had a completely different outcome, but he landed it, and he did it for his team. He led by example, the captain.
Absolutely, the skipper putting in the game winner in overtime. It's huge. That is going to shake up all of the. We're going to take a look at the standings here. We keep looking at these after every game.
Yeah, for a second, just Moby wanted to give a shout out to his Admiral buddies, all in the Euro side of the world. I don't know if any of them, other than him, are here listening to it. But
Are they could be waking up.
That counts, Thanks, Moby.
I'm here. Does that count?
You're not Euro. I don't know why you're speaking right now.
I'm an admiral. I'm an admiral.
Oh, that's true. They've hired a North American representative here
which is insane.
A larger fan base.
Very very unlikely move by Admirals going across the water to grab a player. So we're looking at Lizard Strikirs now at 5-6, Banditos at 5-6. So the top side, it's getting these standings are getting very top heavy at the moment. With Execution, Creasers, and Early Bird Special all winning through in the recent games. So we're gonna so Goth Milk is one game out, with a game out with a game in hand of making this a 3-way tie for 4th and 5th place. So basically what's happened is that the last 2 weeks of games have given Goth Milk an opportunity to not only come back against one team, but possibly against either, to grab a late playoff spot here. They have a game coming up against Admirals, who is the last place team in the league. So that would be the game that would put them in a tying position. So I would say outside of anything insane happening, I think we're looking at a 3-way tie for 4th and 5th place. And you're going to see all 3 teams battling it out against each other to try to make it in, but then also end up having to one of them is going to have to play each other in the 1-game playoff for that playoff spot, which is also going to be extremely tense. I think any of those teams have the ability to get into the playoffs. We'll have to see how it goes, though. Rage. Okay, I did hop into a scrim. I just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody that was involved. Thanks to Werewolf and Stephanie for being
No problem,
here.
mate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always appreciated. It's always really fun. We're going to have basically 4 days in a row of commentary. We're on day 2 right now. We have 2 more games coming up this week. We're going to have Breakaway at Execution tomorrow night. That's going to be at 10 o'clock that we're going to have commentary for. And then on Wednesday night, we're going to have Banditos against Lizird Strikirs, which is going to be a huge deciding game on the playoff standings. That's going to be a big one. So we're going to be doing commentary for both of those games, and then any huge game that's going to be coming up in the future, and then definitely for the playoffs. But I'm going to hop off here. Thanks to everybody that was involved, and I'll see you back soon.
Nice. Thank you, Revo.